Developing news tonight, and then there were 6 just this afternoon. Many of those escaped teenagers from Woodlands Hills went before a judge, while another one was tracked down by Metro Police. News Channel 5's Andrea Klein-Thomas is live at Woodlands Hills with the very latest on this arrest. Andrea.
Well, Rory, that arrest was made in a quiet Madison neighborhood. That's where police say they arrested 17-year-old Jasper Potter Monroe after he abandoned a stolen car and took off. Metro Flex officers were right behind him. They caught up with him on Meadow Bend Drive. Resident Patrick Clopton watched as police moved in and ultimately took him into custody.
Unmarked units, marked units, maybe 10 cars. It's a lot of police out here.
Metro Police have dedicated an enormous amount of resources to round up dozens of teenagers. Initially, 32 fled Woodlands Hills. Officers have tracked them down in the woods and even in bathroom stalls. Some have stolen cars, which is broadening their search further away from the juvenile detention facility. Meanwhile, the staff here at Woodlands Hills is taking a closer look at what happened today. DCS confirmed that 2 security guards were in fact injured on Monday night, but they were not seriously injured. They also say that the department is looking into hiring 14 more security guards here at Woodlands Hills alone. The goal is to lower that student to guard ratio because some of those that were arrested, they're going to have to return to this facility. But first, they had to face a judge. My colleague Todd Walker picks up the story from there. Todd?
Andrea, 19 of the 20 kids who appeared in court today now have another felony to add to their record. To be in the Woodlands Hills facility, they have to have 3 felonies already. Not too long ago, a detention hearing wrapped up for the escapees. All of them pled guilty to the charge of escaping, which is normally a felony. One was able to knock that charge down to a misdemeanor, though, because he turned himself in. Instead of receiving a sentence in the juvenile justice system, these kids get placed into a program that they have to work all the way through the steps before they can be released. Many may have to start the program completely over now.
I think the important thing to remember is we're dealing with children. These are not adults. The reason why we have treatment and rehabilitation is because they're young, their brains are not fully developed. I understand that the police department is very upset with some of these children being out on the street. Some of them may be a danger, but the mass majority of these are just children who have, in my particular case, what I would call exceptionally minor charges to be in such a facility.
When they do this, it basically, an escape something this significant, they may get pushed back a few levels. They may get pushed back to the beginning, and that's what the department is charged with doing. DCS will have to look at each individual case and determine what do we need to do in order to rehabilitate these kids completely, because clearly they're not rehabilitated when they're escaping.
Now, these hearings take place within 72 hours of a juvenile's arrest, and as they are still being rounded up, there are more hearings that will take place tomorrow. Reporting live, I'm Todd Walker, News Channel 5 HD.